Next on the agenda then we have request permission to drop our single-sex classes at the middle school.
And as we're requesting to drop it, I don't know if you saw the article in La Crosse Tribune Sunday about single-sex classes. Yeah. Something about segregation isn't so bad, especially when it comes to single-sex classes. But,
yeah.
This information was shared at the board curriculum committee meeting. And, probably dropping the class isn't the best terminology, because I think from our board meeting, we talked about how we don't really want to abandon the concept of the philosophy, but at this point in time, there are some other priorities that we have when it comes to math at the middle school. This would have been, or this is the 4th year that we have had one section of all males and all females in 8th grade. And the student surveys that we've collected have repeatedly indicated that the kids love the class. They feel that they are more successful being in those classes, so their feelings indicate that the class is being very successful. The data, when we look at test averages and homework completion rates, doesn't necessarily support that they're being as successful as they think they are. There really was no substantial difference in test averages. The all-male class had a test average of 78%, which is a C+. The all-female class, 79% C+. The mixed-sex test average, 78.5 C+. And very similar when it came to homework completion. The all-male class was at almost 93%, all-female class at 96%, and the mixed class at 94%. But I don't think we want to downplay the importance of how kids feel about how they're doing in a class, because I think especially when it comes to mathematics, we know that feeling confident about the fact that you're able to do math is one of the key success. It's one of the things that will help you be more successful in doing math. What we're finding, though, is we really believe we need to focus on trying to get more students involved in algebra. And we also believe that in order to do that, we need to implement more added value math classes or find ways to provide some remediation as well as enrichment in the math areas, and that's where our math teachers would like to focus their attention. Response to intervention kinds of strategies so that we can feed more students into an 8th grade algebra class. There are a number of schools around the state of Wisconsin where algebra is the 8th grade math class. So we are, we're not there yet, but we believe that that's something that we should be striving for. We also think that just having the one section at 8th grade, really doesn't make much of a difference. If that were followed up with when it came to another section in 9th grade that students could have for an all-gender class, again in 10th grade, we might see more substantial changes in achievement by students. But at this point in time, with just the one kind of isolated class at 8th grade, it doesn't appear to be as effective as perhaps it could be. So what we're asking basically at this point in time is to not abandon, table the single-sex math until we can get the algebra going, and then I really do envision having a female algebra class and a male algebra class being offered, and then hopefully being able to follow that up as kids go through the high school. But we would really like to focus our efforts on that. I know that we had very mixed emotions bringing this forward because we do believe it's a good program, and that, again, the responses from the students has been that they really enjoyed it. But because we don't have the real data to prove that it's making a big difference, we feel like we need to start focusing on the algebra end of things.
And the curriculum committee felt that tabling was a good choice of terms because we do believe in this, but I think we have to look at the data and realize that we're not living in the best world of worlds right now with unlimited resources, and we really need to say, where do we need to put our priorities? And not that we will not revisit this again or look at what our resources are in a given year and be able to do this again, but right now needing to say, this is what we need to do at this point in time. So the curriculum committee did support this recommendation to table it at this time.
And I think it is important to move toward more students taking algebra
Yeah.
at the middle school level. So if that's what it takes at this point to do that, I think
That's a good move.
that we need to.
And I would like to say again that the math teachers were very grateful for being able to have the ability to offer this section. And again, it was with heavy hearts really that they said something's got to give in order to make progress in other areas. And this was what was deemed, I guess, the least priority at this point in time.
I'll make a motion to honor the request of the Toma Middle School to table the single-sex class for algebra at the middle school.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second then to grant permission to table the single-sex classes at the middle school. All those in favor, or any further discussion, I guess, prior to that? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.